we saw a massive turnout of young people, not just in the capital, Nairobi, but across the country. So many youth came out to express themselves. But just a couple of years before, in the general election of 2022, the turnout question was something entirely different. I think the figures that we have show us that at that time, about 8 million, just at the end of 2021, just when when they were taking that cycle, the 18 to 24-year-olds, the people who are joining the population of eligible voters, was about 8 million people. 8 million people were eligible to vote, which is the largest youth electorate in Kenyan history at that time. We think 2027 is going to be a whole lot more different, which represents about 28% of the total electorate. But the actual turnout in May, actually, forget even the election, just the registration of the votes, the people that came out to register, in May, just a few months later, when IEBC ended that, was just 2.3 million. 8 million eligible, only 2.3 million show up to actually take the voting cards. And an even smaller percentage of those 2.3 million showed up on voting day to actually vote. So talk to me about this issue of turnout. What was the issue then? Let's go back in time. What was the issue back then that led to these low numbers, these low manifestation of potential?
Yeah, I think very, very spot on to trace back the history. And what you've just mentioned about IEBC anticipated to register around 6 million. They ended up registering a dismal 2.3. And this is a culmination of so many years where we are seeing a lot of hesitation and disenfranchisement of young people in matters, elections and overall democratic processes. That's something that we noted. And I think...
But why? Would you care to tell us why as you proceed?
Well, this is compounded. It's compounded with many issues. One of them, of course, young people for a long time did not believe or did not have confidence in the electoral process in Kenya. Number two, we have a lot of issues with our elections in terms of the delivered promises, the promises made and what is being delivered. And we saw a lot of people shying away from taking up these positions. But when you journey through time and look at the statistics, especially in the recent month, which you have just mentioned, we are seeing again a change and an increase, which is a very encouraging trend. And of course, this can be attributed to so many other issues. You remember very well, apart from the finance bill this year in 2024, last year's finance bill was also contentious, but we did not see the same kind of reaction. Of course, there were jitters here and there, but we did not see the kind of response, the kind of organization and dissent that came out this year. And which tells you that as much as we are seeing people being disenfranchised, people are listening. And civic education is actually working. And that's why, ultimately, because I think one of the things I really want to give it to those who organized the awareness around finance bill. A lot of my colleagues, of course, have been doing this. For your information, Victor, a finance bill is a document that has been there ever since even the promulgation of the Constitution and the start of the evolution, for instance, in 2010 and 2013.
There have been finance bills.
There have been finance bills, but it's only the last 2 years.
The last 2 years.
The last 2 years is where we are seeing. Why do you think so? It's because this time round, we had a tactical approach, and I think we can give it all to all the organizers and the people who are trying to create awareness around this issue, because they were able to put it on an issue-based perspective. People could relate it. I remember some of the contentious bills that were being fronted there. For instance, last year there was housing levy. This year there was issues to do, of course, with even digital content creation and levies on taxes on people who are making money online. And so when these people, and I think all the stakeholders and the ecosystem of civic educators were able to contextualize and put this information in a way that resonates, in a way that touches or relates to the issues of young people, it's when this awakening was spurred.
But do you think this was the missing link before? Because, I mean, there's been thousands of people whose job it is to actually do civic education.